What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Grey Man Operations.
So, guys, those of you who have been EDCing for a while will know one of the most complicated things one can do is EDC while wearing a shirt, especially having that shirt tucked in a formal environment. Now, this is something that I've pretty much avoided on the channel because it's something that I really struggled with, but Urban Warrior have released their classic shirt, and I think it's the closest thing to a solution to that problem that we have found so far. So let's switch the view and let me give you a little demo. So guys, as you can see, I am wearing, or as you may not be able to see, I am actually wearing a holster with my shirt tucked in. I'm using like a contrasting color belt here. Ordinarily this belt would be black so you wouldn't see this clip, but I wanted to show you guys the clip so you can see I'm actually wearing the holster. This is the Urban Warrior EDC leather jeans and the Urban Warrior classic shirt. Now I'm gonna untuck everything and show you how I achieve this. I've tried this with different shirts and it's a lot more difficult. So I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying with this shirt pants combo it's a lot easier than with other shirts. So if I untuck my shirt, you'll see that my firearm is there and accessible when needed. So I'm going to untuck, take everything out, take the holster off and show you how I get this done. Okay guys, so I'm pretty much running a full EDC here, even though I'm quite formal looking. I've got my Leatherman Scully tool, a flashlight, I've got a knife and I've got a pen in the Urban Warrior EDC ready jeans. Okay, so ordinarily obviously you'd be running a more discreet belt color, but for the purposes of showing you how I'm putting this on, I'm running a contrasting belt color. So set your clothing up as you would ordinarily with your shirt tucked in without the firearm. And basically what you then want to do is put the firearm into its position outside of the shirt. So find your sweet spot, and that's a good spot right there. We're good to go. And then only taking the front bit, pull that out. Now what you then want to do is tuck a small piece into the pants. Okay, now here's where the weirdness is going to start. The Urban Warrior EDC Ready Pants has a long zip, enough for you to get your hand in. Pull your zip down, reach in there and grab some of that shirt material and start pulling it down till it gets to a point where everything's tucked in. Okay, you need to this is weird, I know, you need to really get your hand in there. And then pull your zip back up, line everything up, and you'll notice your gig line is a bit off. You are going to have to finagle that a bit to get it just right. It's not a simple process, and this is again why these press studs are useful, because you can just loosen them and click them back in. Pretty much there you go. Now it's not perfect, I can't really see myself that well in the screen, but I will go to the mirror, line everything up, neaten everything up. But if you want to run a more formal looking setup, and you will need to loosen your belt a bit afterwards because you have obviously added the holster, then there you go, just tidy it up a little and that sort of thing. Now the reason this works as well, or this well, is because with the Urban Warrior shirts, they have extra material in front, so you can untuck it a bit and still have a lot of material inside your shirt, so your shirt doesn't ride up if you move around, if you start twisting, that kind of deal, because obviously you don't want the shirt to come out. Also, that extra material allows you to reach in and grab and pull it down to tuck it in, and the lengthened zip allows you to get your hand all up in there. Man, I can only imagine what this is going to look like if you took the sound out of it. But you do want to untuck your shirt slightly so that it sits like this, so that people can see or can't see that you're carrying a firearm. But just imagine a black belt, you wouldn't be able to see the clip, and if you need to, you grab, untuck, and you're ready to operate in that moment where you need to. Now guys, I'm set up here in probably one of the most difficult setups to do with a tucked in shirt. I've got the Urban Warrior EDC Ready jeans, Urban Warrior classic shirt in like this powder blue. It's a really nice classy looking shirt. I'm running discreet carry concept clips. Those of you who know about how tight these clips sit, with a Canic and a Surefire X300 as well as a spare mag. And I think it conceals pretty damn good. Obviously, in this situation, you're going to want to move your clip off to the side. Preferably run a black belt so the clips hide themselves. But if you are out and about, if it is a formal event, you need to wear a tie or wear a shirt, a buttoned shirt that is tucked in. You can still run your EDC. I've tried this with, and I'll show it to you in a second. I've tried this with other shirts, but there's just not enough material to cover your EDC, conceal, and reach in, because you really do, like, you need to reach in right to the corner here and grab. So whilst I'm not saying it's impossible with other shirts and other pants, I'm saying it's a lot harder with other shirts and other pants. And if you are out and about and you need to go, something needs to happen, you can grab, pull, and you're right there. If you need to go for your spare mag, it's right there, you're good to go. At present, I'll be brutally honest, I didn't think this is something I would ever do. I hate wearing a tucked in shirt and a firearm, but these make it, for me personally, just about bearable. If you're someone who works in an environment that requires all the time, I mean, these shirts are pretty much a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. So guys, it is possible. It does require a little finagling. I am going to show you how the shirt conceals when it's untucked, a normal sort of size setup, as well as a full-sized setup. So stay tuned for it. I'm going to roll in B-roll and show you guys that. Those of you who follow the channel from the early days when I was still EDC for the EDG and Urban Warrior just started out, will remember I posted this picture saying you guys don't even know who the lead designer for Urban Warrior is, because a lot of guys were saying how awesome it is, and I wanted to show them, like, dude, it's actually a chick designing a lot of these things. So Michelle's company, right? Michelle is a fashion designer. She designs for like big stars and all those things, and they saw a gap in the market for this kind of clothing, and I think she's maybe the best placed person to explain the features of the shirt, much better than me, because she has an intimate knowledge of it.
Yeah, so with the Urban Warrior Classic shirt, what we wanted to do is stay true to our brand, and what worked so well for us was our general tee. So we kept the whole, keeping it fitted to the top section of the body, but a bit more length to the bottom, to the hem part. And especially with these shirts, it's so much easier to tuck in. It's so much easier to work with. We've got a curved hemline. We decided to go with press studs. That just makes easier access when you need to draw your firearm. We've got the fused collar, button stand and cuffs with all of our Urban Warrior fabrics. We make sure that they stretch. That's just for comfort, for movement, for ease of movement. And so we've used stretch poplin, which is perfect for these shirts. We like also how it can move from casual to formal. It can be tucked in. You can wear it with a tie. You can literally go from work to a formal event, back to a braai, go for dinner, go for drinks. I think it's a shirt that can work for so many different occasions.
So to my international viewers, braai is barbecue in South Africa. One of the important things is also two important things. Firstly, when Michelle says we, she does not mean we. I get like one item of Urban Warrior per thing. Someone would think I'd have like 2 or 3 Urban Warrior EDC Raider jeans. I have one pair. I have one shirt.
That he loves him.
I wear that. But also, Urban Warrior and their team, of which Michelle is like the head designer, everything works in conjunction with everything else. The jeans works with the shirt. The shirt works with the jeans. The t-shirts work with the jeans. So it's kind of like an ecosystem that you buy into.
Sorry, I just wanted to say we keep that in mind. So for example, the EDC Ready jeans has a lengthened zip section. So often with men's pants, the zip is quite short. But we made it long so that when you need to tuck your classic shirt in between your holster and your pants, there's that room, but you've got that extra curved hem at the bottom and that extra fabric that just makes concealing better. So once it's tucked in, you've still got a bit of fabric you can pull up and use just to ease it around that area and make concealing so much easier.
I'm going to switch the view again, and we're going to show some shots of the shirt outside or untucked. This is ideally how you want to run the shirt. Obviously, if you have to tuck it in, you have to tuck it in. But these are the shots that the shirt was sort of, can we call it, primarily designed for. Guys, so ideally you want to run the shirt like I'm running it here. It's a semi-formal kind of thing. It's a nice looking classy shirt. It's got that same design methodology as the Urban Warrior General Tee, where it fits you really nicely on top. Gives that nice fitted look, but has extra material at the bottom, so it helps conceal your firearm. And that stretch in the material really allows you to go for your firearm. Now, if you're carrying a if you're carrying a holster for just the base firearm, you get really good concealment all around. No, you're carrying. But if you do carry a bigger holster, which I'll put on for you in a second, so as you can see, or probably as you can't see, my holster size increased quite exponentially because I'm now carrying a much larger setup. And with these shirts, you're able to get a really good concealment while maintaining that really high visual output level. Now guys, another important thing to understand is there are no buttons on these shirts. These are all press studs, and the cuffs also have 2 press studs. The importance of that is if for whatever reason your normal draw stroke doesn't work like you want it to, you can just grab and these things come apart and you can basically draw your firearm as you would, or much easier in fact, because the shirt literally just explodes open. So you've got 2 options for drawing your firearm. If, like I say, for whatever reason that doesn't work, you can literally just take this and rip it, or even just take one side and pull it, and this thing will basically come apart.
So guys, that's the Urban Warrior Classic shirt. Let us know if you have any questions. Also, we've just launched our Urban Warrior website. You can find it at www.urbanwarriorsa.com. You'll find all of the colors of our shirts. They come in.
Yeah, no, you say.
You pretty much show it in this video, but it's white, black, blue, olive, military, and we do from small to 2XL. Lastly, we have a 24% discount on our EDC ready jeans that's running till the end of January.
So to my patrons, remember this month's giveaway is going to be a Wolf Tactical Battle Belt. I've said it many times, I'm not sure how much I'm going to keep this belt out. The review of this belt is up next week. If you want to join on Patreon, I give away more gear in South Africa than pretty much anyone does in South Africa. It's the first link, It's the first link in the video description below if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, it's the first comment. You wanted to talk about your team.
Oh, I just wanted to add that this year we are dedicating some of our team to be focusing on creating a female line. We're already working on some designs. We're getting some people to test it. I'll also be testing out the garments before we obviously release and launch that. That's going to be exciting. And something I just want to add is that often with EDC gear and apparel, it looks very tactical, but we want to keep things very cute and feminine and still fashion. We want to be fashionably armed, basically, for the woman, and just to keep that running throughout the female line. So that's going to be really cool to look out for later in this year.
So guys, check out Urban Warrior, www.urbanwarriorsa.com for the discount and for the search. These shirts, I don't think they're on my website. So if you do want them, you have to go directly to Urban Warrior site, and it might be best because you can get internet jeans. I'm gonna try to organize. I don't know if you're gonna let me, but I'm gonna try to get a Patreon discount on the Urban Warrior website. So if you buy something on Urban Warrior and you are a patron, just pop me a message on Patreon. I'll see what I can look up for you. But like, they run a pretty tight ship, so I'm not sure how much. Like, it's a big team, so there's a lot of people that need to say yes. So guys, that is it. We will see you in the week. We were supposed to film a video this week, but I was a bit under the weather. So we'll see you in the week for a Patreon exclusive video, and then I'll see you next weekend for the Wolf Tactical Battle Belt review. Remember to get on Patreon if you want to win one of those belts. I give away things like that every single month. That's it, guys. Have a good week. Be safe. Train hard. Cheers. God bless.